Hi guys, so we're on to part two of the video series where I'm going to be covering carbohydrates. There's a lot of misconception about carbohydrates. As we know, we think if we give up carbohydrates, it will equals to fat loss. Yes, that is the case, but we still need to reintroduce carbohydrates after a specific time frame for fat loss. We have to remember nutrients and nutrition is made up of only three things. It's three macronutrients, that is protein, carbohydrates, and essential fats, okay? Nutrition isn't made up by anything else, okay? So one of your macronutrients is very important. We can't leave out. We can leave out for a while, depending on your fat stores, depending on your previous nutrition, and depending on are you getting into shape or not, and if you're burning fat or not, if you're building muscle, it depends on how much adequate carbohydrates we will tell you to eat, okay? So carbohydrate sources, low GI is what we're looking for mainly. Now, I'm going to do high GI as well, but with low GI, we're looking, low glycemic index. What that means is these are carbohydrates that are very good for you, that they're not processed and they're not full of sugar. So our main ones, as a lot of us know, we're looking at white potatoes, sweet potatoes. Quinoa is good, organic oats is good. We're looking at rice, basmati rice, brown rice, jasmine rice. That is going to be your main carbohydrate source. We do have a suggestion on a PDF of carbohydrate powder, but that is more for people who are, a lot more advanced, similar to myself and the guys. We use it, but there is no need for a lot of you to use it till we get a hell of a lot more advanced, and of course we can sit down and discuss that. But for most, what happens, we're coming from a place, as you know, it's not very healthy. It is getting us down. We're carrying far too much fat stores as human beings. Now all you have to do is go around the town, have a look around. You will see, a lot of ladies, a lot of men carrying too much fat, and it shouldn't be, because it's not health, guys. It is miseducation. It's not anybody's fault, but it is up to me, as I said in my first part, to educate. If we can get the education out there, we can help a lot of people. So with most coming into us, to just kind of handle carbohydrates, especially if they've larger bellies, fat stores, hips, thighs, what's happening there is we've have to be living on a high carbohydrate diet. But when I say high, it's a high GI, so it's more your sugary stuff. It's your breads, your pastas, your sugar from sweets, from chocolate, your cereals in the morning, guys. You have to read nutritional facts, okay? Your cereals in the morning, where I know a lot of you probably would have eaten it, or if you are currently eating it, cut it out now. For the simple reason, the marketing is great with it, just full of vitamin D. Of course it is, but lads, the sugar content in it, there could be no worse way to start your day. If your goal is fat loss, if your goal is muscle gain, and you're wanting to get into shape, it is a higher protein and higher fat breakfast, okay? Why is that? Because there is no better breakfast, right, than a steak and eggs or a steak and nuts. Because the protein in itself, I explained in the first video, but what the fats do, lads, it's for energy, it's for better hormone production, cardiovascular and heart health, but it's what it does to your brain. It makes you more alert. It makes you more productive. It's like fuel for your brain. It's a no-brainer to do this, okay? You start your day off with cereal, you're going to be lethargic. You're going to feel like crap in midday, and your blood sugar is just going to go through the roof. We have to control blood sugar here in order to get people into shape. So when people are consuming all this processed stuff, it just downgrades your hormone insulin, ruins your blood sugar, and what happens is insulin gives up working. So if you know of any diabetics that just overconsume carbs, sugar, fizzy drinks and so forth, and eventually they'll end up a diabetic. That's not what we want. We're trying, as I said, to promote health. We're trying to show you the right way, and we get results with everybody. So I think we should be people to be listened to, because we've had a lot of experience in this field. Now, that goes probably for 6 out of 10 people will come off carbs, because whether I give them the low GI carbs, the good carbs I talked about, it's not going to work. The energy is stuck there. The insulin isn't working. So we do bring that back by cutting carbs right down. But you have to imagine, it's never no carbs. If you're eating your green vegetables, which are main green vegetables, are carbohydrates. There's certain amounts in them. If you're eating an adequate enough of your broccoli, your green beans, your spinach, your kale, and then lads, you can add any other veg you like into this, but just more of that for detoxification purposes for number one, and for number two, as I said to you, carbs, amount of that green veg will carry roughly about between 20 and 40 grams of carbohydrates. So you're not going no carb. I would never suggest that, only in certain cases, specific cases, would I do that. So it really depends on how much fat storage you have. It could be 2 weeks off carbs. In my case, guys, sometimes it's gone as long as 6 to 8 weeks, because once results are coming, why break something that doesn't change? Joe, why want to change when this works? For you guys, it's important to remember why we do this, and this is why I'm doing the videos. You know, what is the method behind why we're giving you this? But then, like, once insulin comes back, once we start to feel a bit better losing, then we start adding carbohydrates into a certain amount of plants. These will usually, for me and for most other people, it's best if we utilize carbs after training, because when we're training, you know, we're lifting with high intensity stuff. We are pushing all the carbs out of our system. So we're doing that, and then when we eat carbs after training, it will not only, give us energy, but it will also feed our body the correct nutrients, and you will get fat loss from carbohydrates as well. I think they are vitally important. So guys, that is carbohydrates. That's the explanation on them. Thank you.